Hello Flosstube, this is Kate from Kate's Crafting Corner, and I am here with another update. This is attempt 2 because I ran out of space, so I'm going to try to ramble less and get it all accomplished. This is going to be a long one because I have a lot to show you. It's been a month since my last video, and with Mania coming up next month, and I also want to talk about future stitching plans. So let's just get down to it. First of all, I want to have a small amendment on my previous video that I did with my sister. We were doing the Know Your Needleworker tag, and in it I said my favorite books were Harry Potter and the Hunger Games. And I wanted to correct that really quick because I'm so used to saying Harry Potter is my favorite book series. And I still love it. I really do. It's like my second favorite. However, about 2 years ago, I read a book, or rather listened to it, that dethroned Harry Potter. And that book is The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. This is the first book in the Stormlight Archives series that he has. So far, 3 books are out, and he has plans for 10. He is a speedy writer. Like, I think he has multiple books coming out every year, and they're really, really well written. Really well written. And he writes high fantasy, and a lot of his books are set in this universe called the Cosmere. He has several series that are set in different worlds in this universe. And there are a few characters that make appearance in multiple books, just as minor characters, except for I think they're going to be more important later on. But anyways, this book is so good. So good. I've read it probably 5 times in the last 2 years. And I don't buy a lot of books anymore because I listen to them mainly. I think I'm at around 50 books that I've listened to so far this year. And this is a book I actually went out and bought because it's that good. And I was reading reviews on Goodreads, and I realized that, like, I didn't know the character's name spelling, and I just felt like I could benefit from actually reading it. And there's some beautiful artwork and things that I never saw because I just listened to it. And like in the book itself, let me see if I can find one real quick. There's art in there that, again, I've never seen. And so my aunt gave me a Barnes & Noble's gift card, and so I bought the first book. And I wanted them in hardcover because, well, if I could have every book in a hardcover, I would do that. But, so I'm going to look to slowly acquire the second and the third book in hardcover. And, anyways, I cannot recommend this book enough. If you have Audible, you get a lot of bang for your buck if you get these books, because I think this is the shortest one, and it's just under 1,000 pages. Oh, wait, no. This is page 999. So it does go over 1,000, but barely. End notes. What is it? Yeah, 1001. So they're all over 1,000 pages. Well written. The magic system, the world he created, it's amazing. Anything written by Brandon Sanderson, and you can't go wrong. I love all of his books. So the audiobooks are narrated by Michael Kramer and Kate Redding, and they do a fantastic job together. They do collaborate on several fantasy series. So if you like them, I would recommend going and checking them out. So I'll put that over here. You might notice my blackboard is clear, and part of the reason for that is that you may remember in the past I've mentioned that I co-host twice a year a 24-hour readathon, and that is next weekend. I am the moderator on the group on Goodreads. It's about 2,500 people, and I'm also the moderator of the Facebook group. That's another 1,000 to 2,000. And that's next weekend. I have a lot of prep work. So while this video is uploading, I'm going to look to create my to-do list for the next week on the blackboard. And I would encourage you guys to join. You don't have to read for the full 24 hours for it to count. Put on an audiobook. If you don't have any audiobooks, there are free ones that you can listen to on YouTube, like public access books, like classics. There are some Jane Austen ones that you can listen to. Libraries, there's digital ones from the library. You can do a free Audible trial. So, I mean, you could try that one. And, yeah, it's a great way to get involved in reading. It's a lot of fun. There's prizes, there's reading challenges, there's activities. Me and the co-moderator on the Goodreads group are running a scavenger hunt, book-related scavenger hunt, for the course of the event. If you want to get involved, I'll include the link below. But it's a lot of fun. Admittedly, I don't really get a lot of reading done during it anymore because I'm so busy with the things I do. I co-host the last 4 hours on the official website, and so that involves hourly posts, answering questions, responding to comments, Twitter. I have to handle the official Twitter account. We can usually get ourselves trending on Twitter, so I mean it's an awesome event. So if you sign up, I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'll include the links below and check it out. I mean, it's really low pressure. You read for 5 minutes and you've participated. So join in and just, I'd say pick up a book, but you can just play one on audio and cross-stitch. So, you know, maybe instead of watching TV while you cross-stitch, you listen to a book for a little bit. It's a lot of fun. It really is. So I'll include some links for that, but I have a lot to do in preparation for that. So not a lot of cross-stitching is going to get done, honestly, in this next week, or for the rest of the month, honestly. So there is that, but I love it. The final thing before I get on to my update is that a few videos ago, Elizabeth from Vintage Stitches. Hey Elizabeth, I love you. She's amazing, isn't she, guys? Well, she noticed I was wearing a charm bracelet, and she asked me what the charms were. So I thought I would go through real quick and answer. And I just want to say as a side note, I do not know how Chelsea and Priscilla wear multiple of these. Like, this isn't even filled up, and it's heavy enough. Like, seriously, my arm gets a little tired sometimes, and sometimes it hurts when I, like, lean my arm on the charms for too long. And they wear, like, 2 or 3 of these filled, and they wear it all day. So, I'm really impressed by that. Like, really impressed. But, okay, let me go over my charms real quick. I got my charm bracelet, 9 years ago, I think. My best friend in college got married, and as a bridesmaid present, she gave each of us the charm bracelet part, and 4 charms, I think, 3 or 4 charms. So, the first one is a K, because my name's Catherine. That's what I was born as, Catherine. Then my mom's given me quite a few as like Christmas gifts. So she found this sewing charm pack, And so you're going to find a lot of sewing charms throughout. So these are little stork scissors, because we all love our storks. This is a bead that's always reminded me of Africa. I feel like that's like a pattern that you would find. And I was born in Africa, and I lived a significant portion of my life in West Africa. So that's my next one. Then we have a little sewing machine. You guys know I love to quilt, so there's that. Just a little decorative spacer type. Next we have one that says Kate, because I go by Kate. Another little decorative purple one. A little button. This is one my mom found. It's a cowboy boot with a pink ribbon. Oops. And let me see. It says, "Boot the Cancer." And that's because one, for my birthday, maybe my 25th birthday, somewhere around there, my parents got me a pair of cowboy boots while we were in Texas for a birthday present. Really nice cowboy boots, really nice ones. And I love them. I wear them all the time. I've even had to have them resoled, and I was told I almost wore them out beyond repair, but I didn't know you could repair them. And I also didn't know you could wear them out like I did, apparently. So, they're so comfortable, and I love them. And also, I've been a really big supporter of the Pink brand stuff that they sell. A lot of my kitchen appliances are from the Pink. That goes to supporting the research for breast cancer. And so yeah, so my mom found this and got it for me one Christmas. We have another sewing machine, and this one says, "I love to sew." There's not a lot of cross-stitch charms. This one is a graduation cap, because I graduated from college. Majored in accounting. This is a tape measure. This is the charm that my best friend gave me to celebrate her wedding. It's a little heart. This is a spool of thread. And then this is my birthstone. It's a ruby, because I was born in July. So there we go, Elizabeth. That's my charm bracelet. And let me just see if I can get this on really quick. There we go. Woo! It's kind of fun when it makes that noise, you know. Okay, I've had a couple finishes since I spoke to you guys last. I'm not positive if one of them was actually finished since I saw you last. I might have finished it before, but I couldn't remember, so I'm going to show it to you anyways. So I did finish the Florist Shop. I haven't FFO'd this, obviously. You guys know I'm turning these into ornaments for my, not ornaments, sorry, magnets for my office at work. So this is the third one I've done. I am out of the patterns that I own for this series, and I'm trying to be really frugal right now because, I mean, medical expenses are ridiculous. The cost of eating healthier is ridiculous. So for now, I'm trying to really just stitch from stash. So I'm temporarily putting my Little House Needleworks on hold. And the reason this isn't FFO'd is because I have another little quarter of the fabric, and it's easier to stitch this to fit it on the hoop if I have both sides. So, because I didn't leave a lot of border space. So there's that. I really love this series, and I'm hoping, well, I might be moving soon, hopefully to a place with cheaper rent, or hopefully my boyfriend proposes and then I can get married and share expenses. He knows I want that. So our anniversary is coming up at the end of May, and I am hoping it happens. We'll see. I'll keep you informed, but for now, this finger is unadorned. Oh, guys. I'm going to be 30 on my next birthday, and I want to be married. I know, I'm still young. March. This is the one I think I might have finished, but I'm not positive. So, I really love how this turned out. When I looked at the picture, I didn't love it, but now I really do love it. I don't think I looked close enough to see that those were 4-leaf clovers, and just the little things that she adds to these patterns is what makes us stitchers really love Country Cottage and Little House Needleworks. And the fact that it's only like a few colors makes it easy to grab and go. Next, I know I did finish, is April. Now, you guys might be like, weren't you supposed to turn those into magnets to put on your board? Yes. Yes, I know. I know we're almost at the end of April, and I have not done that yet. But I'm going to try to do that while this is uploading. I do have 2 sticky boards. I've just been lazy because cutting to size. But I'm going to try to do that while this uploads. So now we're going to get on to what I'm working on. So first up is May. The May cottage. And I'm almost done with the cottage portion. Now, this is the first time I've stitched the roof up and down like this, and I kind of like that. I kind of like how that looks. I was comparing it on my first take to the March, which I stitched across, which I also like. I do like how that looks. I don't know. I don't know which one I like better, to tell you the truth. But the reason why I decided to do this one up and down is because with the roof coming up like this, I didn't want to like start stitching like this back and forth, and then I'd either have to jump across, and that's a wasted thread, or I'd just go like one way, and then I'd have to cut it, and I'd have to bring it over here, and I wasn't sure with the variegation if that would look choppy, like to get it to match there nicely. But up and down I can do because it goes up, and I do love how that looks. So I don't know how future cottages roofs will look, but I like both of them. So no. That got a little bit wet, not gonna lie. I just flavored my thread a little bit. So, really loving that series. Next, I probably shouldn't even show you guys this because pretty much no progress was made. But I did stitch this leaf. So I'm behind on my class schedule series, and this is one I'd so hoped to stay caught up on. So if at all possible, I would love to be able to knock this out by the end of the month. But with March not being very far completed, and with how busy I'm going to be over the next week, I'm just not sure I can do it. But so this is Herbology, and this one for April is History of Magic. And I've looked at that block, and it's pretty simple. Like, I think it could be stitched up in a day. So I have a small hope. This is something that, because each block is so small, in between doing stuff on the readathon event, I might be able to fit in some stitches. Also, if I'm not very active with my responsibility on the Twitter, I might be able to fit in some stitches. So we're going to see. Maybe I'll put on the 4th book during the readathon. The 4th is my favorite. And that's it. My witch's hat bag. It's the first one I made. And that was before I knew you needed to buy extra fabric so that you could have it directionally the right way. I'm still having a little bit trouble remembering to buy the extra fabric, mainly because I'm cheap and I don't want to. But I don't mind it so much on this one. I think it's really cute. I love how Halloween-y this is. And once this one is done, I'll put in a Halloween piece in here. I'm so excited. I love my project bags. I'm obsessed. Okay, so a few of us are doing a Sal. Robert from Robert's Palace of Stitches, and I'll link him below. Darlene from I just had it. Darlene Stitches, Spoons and Not Forks. Something like that. I will link her below. I had it right in my first take, so I really apologize, Darlene. Anyways, so those two. And then Lori Graffour, who does not make Flosstube videos, but totally should. Lori, I would so watch you. I love you. You know I do. So we're doing this. There's 5 of them. And we're all started on this spring one. And so we share pictures, and it's so much fun. We just chat. We're like chatting away. And so I had this one started, but because I joined the Sal, I pulled it out to work on it again, and I always loved it, but it just reignited my passion, you know? And so I haven't done as much as I would like, but here we go. I've only worked on it 1 day since this restarted. So I already had the pole. I added all the grass and the flowers. So for the first page is a partial page, and it ends right here. So I finished all the grass and the flowers for the first page, and then this is a little basket, so I still have to do that, and I'm hoping maybe today. And then look at those cute little birds. They're so cute. So cute. And then they're standing on a line. So I would love to finish, looking at it again, I would love to finish 3 of the quilts by the end of this official spring. So mid-June. I would say I'd love to finish it all, but I gotta be realistic with myself, and it is Mania next month, so 3 quilts would essentially finish the second page, and would put me officially over halfway through. So if I could do that, that would be awesome. I don't know if I would finish this whole thing before moving on to the summer. These people are stitching it up so fast, they're gonna like lap me. Whatever. We all know I switch projects so much. Okay, next up is Stitchin' George Washington, aka the bane of my existence. I have 2 banes of my existence. The other one will make its appearance in a moment. So, it's hard to tell, but there is 3 shades of green. 3 or 4. There are several shades of green here. And I'm stitching this cross-country across 2 pages at a time. And theoretically, I should have already finished the first 2 pages, but, you know, this project's the bane of my existence. And I really don't think that 5 years is realistic. Some people haven't even received theirs yet. So I'm hoping that as we go along, they will reevaluate this 5-year plan and spread it out. But in the meantime, I trudge along. The audiobook I've been listening to while stitching this, Washington A Life, is fantastic. And the last time I was listening to it while stitching, we crossed the Delaware, or George crossed the Delaware. George and his troops crossed the Delaware. And so it's so cool to be stitching on George Washington crossing the Delaware and listening about George Washington's crossing of the Delaware and why he was doing it and all of that. Growing up overseas, I went to 2 different high schools And in the first high school I went to, American history was like an 11th grade course. And I went there in 9th and 10th grade, so I didn't take American history. In the next high school I went to, that was a K through 12 school, and they did American history through the Civil War was an 8th grade course, and after the Civil War was a 9th grade course, but I had to have American history as a requirement to graduate. But so I only got American history after the Civil War. That's like my knowledge of American history. So it's really nice getting to know about, I mean, it's not nice because, you know, it was bloody. A lot of people lost their lives. This war went on for quite a while, but it's nice to be more informed about our history. And so after I finish this book, I'm either going to look for another Washington biography, or I might do 1776 by David McCullough, or maybe I'll move on to John Adams. I'm not sure yet, but I am really, really loving stitching on this while listening to nonfiction historical books. Not novels, books. So, I was at Joann's. I was at Joann's the other day, and because coupons, and I finally found the perfect fabric for stitching George Washington, and let me just tell you guys, I am so in love. So in love. And if I didn't have other things I have to do today, I would just whip out, this bag. So let me show you. This is the outside fabric. Look at it. It's so perfect. First of all, there is George Washington. Hello, Abraham Lincoln. American flag. 1776, sparkles of gold shimmer, home of the brave. What else does it say on here? Because it's backwards for me. 3 cheers for the red, white, and blue. A little American flag stamp with the Statue of Liberty on it. The eagle. I mean, Liberty Bell. The Capitol. This fabric is so perfect for stitching George Washington. I feel like its coloring is kind of historical because you can see it's not white. It's a brownish, aged looking. It's so perfect for this project. And I have a lot of Americana type of projects. So once this nightmare of a project is finished in 5 or hopefully more years, I can put other projects in it. Additionally, I found this as the inside fabric, and that is the names of the states. It's a nice coordinating fabric. It's got those shimmery stars. And look at it when it's together. If I can get them to hold up properly. Look at them together. It's so perfect. I cut off George, but oh, there he is. Hey, George and Abraham. So I'm I'm super pleased, and I really cannot wait to sew up this project bag. I'm debating making it bigger. Because there's a lot of supplies to fit in it, but at the same time, the size I make them right now fits perfectly into the pull-out drawer things. I might make 2 of them because I think when you buy a yard, it is enough to make 2 of them directionally the right way. Might be wrong about that, but I think it is. And so maybe I'll make one. Well, no, that seems crazy now. But maybe I'll make one to keep the floss in and one to keep the fabric in. I don't know. I don't know. I'll keep you guys informed of what happens. But I really love that fabric. Next up, I was watching Dina at Half Stitch Cross Stitch. Hi, Dina. I know you've commented a few times, so I love you. You're awesome. I love everything you stitch. Like, seriously, everything you stitch. But, so every time I watch Dina, and she stitches on Quaker Christmas, and I just get, like, the hearts in my eyes, and, so I was watching her do it, and, I was questioning my choices again, because I'm stitching it on black, and I'm stitching the motifs in green, and the names of the songs in red, and I barely started it, like a couple stitches, and I still have barely anything done. But so every time I watch Dina, I feel like I have to pull out Quaker Christmas too, which is this. And so I did. And I only got to work on it for just a tiny bit. But I got more in it, and I'm so happy with how this is turning out. It's still on my stand, and maybe if I have time, I will get to work on it a little bit today, but probably not because readathon stuff. So here's more of this first motif in green. And having seen it pulled out further, because I literally just had a few stitches up here, and I had like half of the O. So barely anything done. I just wanted to make sure when I did that first that that it would the colors I chose would show up on black. So I'm really loving how this looks, and I think it's dramatic on the black. So that's what I did. And the colors I am using are just DMC because hand-dyed floss is expensive. And for this one, I didn't like the colors that were chosen for the hand-dyed flosses anyways. So I'm doing DMC 909 for the green, and I think it's a beautiful Christmas green. And 321 for the red. And then the other thing I was thinking is that on the chart, there are these motifs that, right there, that repeat throughout the pattern. They just show up throughout it. I don't think that one is one. But, it's just, it appears over and over again, those ones, that one. And so what I was thinking is that I would stitch those ones in this gold metallic thread that I have had for about a year and not used. This is Accentuate color 021. And, okay, let me just show you the barest part of this pattern so you can see what that motif looks like, so you can see that it's easy to spot. Okay, right there. So it's like that, and then there's these legs. And there's not a lot of back stitching in this project, so it's very easy to spot where this motif is. So I've looked through it, and it appears quite a bit. So yeah, so I haven't gotten to one of those yet. So I don't know what it's going to look like yet, but I'm hoping it'll be beautiful. And leave me your thoughts down below if you want. I'm rambling again. I might run out of storage. No. Okay, and the final WIP that I worked on was the other bane of my existence. I told you guys I was going to try to finish this, and it didn't happen. This is the dogs that I'm stitching for my aunt. It was supposed to be a Christmas present already for a couple Christmases ago. And I was trying to finish it because my aunt lives in South Africa, and my parents are going to go there in June. But I needed to finish it before they left so they could take it to her. Unfortunately, I realized that I could finish it, but only if I forfeited all family activities and basically just worked on this. And I wasn't willing to do that, honestly. I didn't want to trade memories and time with my family to just sit there and cross-stitch. I would have missed out on some game nights. I would have missed out on a hike that we took. Just different things like that. And so once I decided I wasn't going to do it, it kind of just went away. However, I did make some good progress. Needle. It got me, guys. But I'm not bleeding. So I finished the first page. And so I'm on to the second. And so I stitched around the back. So I stitched some of the background around it. I mean, if I had done, I think it was like 350 stitches a day, I could have finished it, which, you know, that's a reasonable number, except for when you're trying to fit it in with family activities. And it'll get done because I hate it looming over my head, and because I want to reclaim my Paco needle organizer to use it on something I prefer. So, you know, extra motivation right there. It is what it is. I'll finish it soon. And I'll either have to mail it or wait for my parents' next visit. Next, my non-cross-stitching related WIPs. I worked on this shawl I'm making for my sister. It's crochet. Well, I love this stitch because it's brainless. Like, it's a repeating pattern. Just, I mean, yeah. The problem is because it's so airy, it's massively long. And we're still in the solid red section. We haven't even added any yellow thread yet. This is the shawl that my sister says reminds her of Hufflepuff and Gryffindor, and so she wants it. It's supposed to be the German flag. So I'm going to give this to her as a Christmas present, probably. But I want to finish it by the World Cup, and then I want to wear it during the World Cup as some work-appropriate attire to support Germany on game days. Go Germany! USA, my disappointment continues that you did not make it to the World Cup. Guys, I can't even tell you how upset I am about this. I've been complaining since it happened, and that was months ago. I mean, not complaining because, you know, you earn your way or you don't, and we didn't, so it's no one's fault but our own. Okay, so I was crocheting this shawl. Not shawl, this is a scarf. This scarf. Super simple pattern. This was gonna be for my mom. However, and it would have been finished, guys. So this isn't a case of me, starteritis, didn't finish it. However, she decided that she liked the one that I finished first. Also, since I filmed last, which was in this colorway. And this was really beautiful, and I thought it would look really good for my mom. You wear black, and so I've already given it to her. She already has it. I also crocheted this same exact pattern for my sister Alex, and this is the yarn that I did that. This is a different project in that yarn, but so you can see the colors better and how that, how that looks. I think this one's called Peacock, and it's just really beautiful. This is called the virus blanket because it grows like a virus. So there's that. My sister Jo wanted the scarf in this one, this colorway, but I don't know if, now that my mom's not having this one, if she would prefer that. So Jo, if you watch my videos, which you say you do, and you would prefer this one, let me know, or if you would prefer one of the other 3 colors. And Kirsten, if you would message me and let me know if you want one, and if so, which of these you want. It's hard to it's hard to take a picture of this with the color showing accurately, and it's showing pretty accurately in this video. So Kirsten, if you want one, if you want one of these colors, let me know which. Love you. She's in Germany, and I haven't seen her in what feels like ages. I miss her. Hopefully I'll see her in Christmas, though. And then the final thing I worked on crochet related is, this is going to be a shawl vest. So right now, I took this down for Easter because it's just this repeating pattern that I don't even have to look at the pattern anymore. And that made it easy to do while doing family stuff. And this is the cake that it is in. But this, once it grows more, you create arm slots for it. So you're so you just chain instead of doing this, and then you pick up the pattern again. And so you're able to wear this as a vest instead of just as a shawl, and it's really cute. But this pattern, this project is not a priority. It was just something that I could take without focusing on anything else while visiting with family. So, there is that. Another thing that happened was, so a couple of years ago, I got these panels for sale on after Christmas clearance, and it's the night before Christmas, and I could not figure out how to sew these, and so my mom sewed them for me while she was visiting, and I got enough for me, my mom, and my 3 sisters, because my mom read this book to us and still reads it to us every single night before Christmas. And so she sewed it up. She left mine with me, and she took the ones for the other girls. She sewed those up too. But so Kirsten, Mom will be bringing you yours. And because it's cloth, it's like kids' hands can get on this. It can get dirty. You can wash it. Durable. So I'm really excited about that. And now we all have this book, Christmas book, that's such a part of our family and history. So yeah. So in exchange for her sewing that all up, she had me make her another project bag, because she needed another one for her Hexies. So she now has 2 project bags. And when I was doing that, my dad was like, do you think you can make me a bag for my laptop? And so I made him one for his laptop. And this all happened in the final day of their visit with me. We also went on a hike that day. Guys, I tell you, I was like a mad crafter that day. Like, because I also completed a whole shawl, and not shawl, scarf on that day too. well, so I was working on my dad's, and my sister Alex was like, I want one for my laptop. So I pulled out all my fabric, and we went through it, and we found fabric that would work for my dad, and then fabric that would work for my sister, and it was so hard to part with because she picked my favorite. It's alright. It's alright. I love her more than I love the fabric. Just keep telling yourself that. And, so I made that, and I made a scarf, and we went on a hike, and, I mean, it was great. It was great to spend time with family. It was great to be able to give them things, because I love to give my family gifts. And so, it was a really great visit. I miss them a lot. It is nice to get back to some routine, but I always miss my family, you know? I live up here. My closest sister is 3 hours away, which, you know, in the grand scheme of things isn't that much, but it's not a short, but I mean, it's not a quick visit or a quick trip to make. And so it's always good when I can see them. I mean, my other sister's in Germany, and so we can, we text back and forth on WhatsApp, but I don't get to see her very often, and my family lives in, my parents and my youngest sister live in Asia, so it's really good when they can visit, and that's why visiting with them, spending time with them, was a bigger priority than finishing my stupid dogs. I'm so glad my aunt does not watch this channel, or even know about its existence, because I love her, which is why I'm doing them, but I hate those dogs. Like, I need color, like purples and pinks and blues and colors. So, yeah. Okay, we're at 47 minutes, so I'm going to make Stitch Mania another video. So after this uploads, I'll delete it and film Stitch Mania, because I don't want it to cut off and then I have to do everything again. So, let's talk about my plans for the rest of the month, the next week. I would love to finish the Herbology and History of Magic blocks. Don't think it'll happen, but maybe I'll try for it. I would love to finish the May Cottage. That's also going to be pushing it, but I'm going to try. And if not, Mania. Jeez, okay. Mania changes everything. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, guys. And then, oh, okay, so I just got this in the mail. And I am trying to be really frugal and not really buy things because, you know, money. However, I found on eBay Sweet Dreams by Lavender and Lace for $3. $3. And so, it just arrived between my last video failing to upload. I mean, not failing to upload, just I ran out of storage. So, this is what that one, so I went to the mailbox and I checked and this had showed up. $3, and I love this. First of all, it does remind me of my sister Kirsten, and then, so I sent her a picture, and she was like, that reminds me of Little Woman, which, now that she said that, that is totally Meg from Little Woman, right? It totally is. Anyways, I love this design. So, while I was also trying to, like, you know, just breathe, we can record again, I went through my fabric stash, and I found this. And while looking at it in the package, because it is the MCG Textile 28 count uneven weave, that's never really bothered me, but then the voices of you guys came into my head about, like, you know, it's not even, blah, blah. So I was like, do I do it or do I not do it? But I put it up here and I think it looks so good together. And so I'm doing it. I'm doing it. I don't even care. I don't even care. There's going to be a lot of extra space. And it wasn't until I started washing Flosstube and people were talking about that I even started questioning this material, because I've never had a problem with it and I've been using it for years. And so I'm just going to ignore all the negative stuff about this material and I'm going to stitch it. In part, I'm not even worried because I can't even really find this material anymore because all the stores are, you know, not selling it. So I really want to start it. Like, I really want to start it right now. Oh, geez. Start to write as much? Yes, much. So, I'm going to upload this. My Mania video will be coming hopefully later today. Because I have it, oh, you guys can't see. It's all sitting right here. Fabric picked out, everything. I did a complete Stitch from Stash Mania. Except for one thing. There's a pattern that's not out yet. That's one of my starts. It's Carolyn Manning, and I'm addicted to her, and so yeah, so there's that. And I know when it's released, May 15th, because I asked her. Isn't she fantastic? She's so fantastic in participating with the group and all that kind of thing. So, I love her. But, so I will be back shortly with my Mania plans. And then also, because I had to split this anyways into 2 videos, I'm going to talk about my rest of the year plans as I am abandoning Year of WIPs. To an extent. Abandoning it to an extent to do, basically my Christmas gifts for the rest of the year. And so I'll show the projects that I'll be working on. And, I mean, you guys know I mainly stitch and do crafts for a lot to give away to my family. And so, yeah, you guys will get it. And so I have those all pulled out, and I'll show those too at the end of the Mania video. But sorry for rambling so much, and sorry for being away for so long. I hope to do a video a week during Mania to just show what I did. And so I will see you guys again hopefully soon. Links will be coming. I would like to do them today, but sometimes I just update with links on Mondays. So, hopefully later today, but if not, then for sure on Monday. Okay, thanks, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.